What's up guys? Nick here for Nick's Reptile World, and today we are going to be going over how to set up your very first bioactive aquascape aquarium and or paludarium, depending on what you choose. So what you're going to need for this is you're going to need an aquarium of any size of your choosing, depending on what materials you're working with. Right now I'm working with a rimless 10-gallon aquarium. This is just an Aquarium. You can buy it at most pet stores for about 20 bucks for the rimless, and usually it's around 10 to 15 for a regular 10-gallon. So without further ado, the things that we're going to need aside from the aquarium, obviously, any objects that you decide to kind of make your scape with. So different size rocks. Right here I have some aqua soil right here. Just fine grain lava rocks and a couple of pebbles. And then right here I have a whole bunch of white sand. And in this box I've got some bigger stones. So I got two big stones to work with, and I got a bunch of smaller ones that should match the kind of the style or look of the bigger rocks, because you want everything to kind of match so that it looks visually appealing. So I also have this log right here. This is just mopani wood. It's a great wood for aquariums. It provides a food source for most detrivores because they will eat the wood. So I got some Java moss attached to it with some fishing line. So what you kind of can do with that is you just go to your pet store, usually Petco and stuff like that, they sell Java moss. Just grab some of that, cut it up into fine little bits with then just wrap it around, kind of like goop it together and wrap it around with fishing line or rubber bands or something that isn't gonna, put any pollutants in the water, but it does a great job at retaining the plants onto the wood itself. You can use cyanoacrylate super glue, so that's basically just the Gorilla Glue gel. Got some charcoal right here, so this is activated carbon charcoal, and this stuff is great. Purifies water, makes it nice and clear so you don't get that weird like gunky water. So we're going to be using this as well. And I also have a big old shtick. So we're gonna kind of do like an above rim style where since this is rimless, I wanted to kind of show different dimensions and kind of give a cool look to it. So I'm gonna be using that. And then over here I got some Java fern and some I can't even remember the name of it. I'll probably put it up on the screen for you guys. I got a couple pieces that I can work with. I don't really have a whole lot of aquatic plants, so I'm using just four plants to actually plant into the soil, and then I also have a bowl full of duckweed floating plants, which are a great addition to any aquarium. Nice and green, very beautiful. So that's what we're going to be working with today. So let's dive right in and start at the beginning. So what you want to do is you want to kind of take your bigger objects, put them where you think they're going to look nice, kind of get a nice symmetry, make sure that everything leads to a center point of view. So if you have something on the left side and you have something on the right side, you kind of want to make it so that they lead your eyes to the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a second, I'm going to cut the video, and I'm going to kind of set this up how I want to, and I'll get back to you guys. So now that we've got our aquarium set up and oriented however we want, I basically just oriented everything so your center of focus is right here between the rocks and this piece of mopani wood. I put my bag of charcoal in the back right corner so you can't really see it. For you guys out there who don't really know how to set up bags like this, you can just go to any pet store and realistically buy any bag of carbon, and that'll honestly do. I'm getting it everywhere. Don't do it like that. So once you've got your soil in there, you just want to kind of move it around. Fill any holes, any gaps you can find, like over here. I got some gaps in the back underneath these rocks. So I'm gonna try to shove some back there if I can, or maybe pour some back there. You want to pull it from the front to the back, kind of getting a little sloped angle, because if you slope it from the front to the back, it will give your aquarium depth. Now depth, much like with drawing or painting or anything like that, is very important because it makes it look actually realistic and not just a bunch of, you know, rocks and crap that have been just tossed in there with some wood. Now what I'm doing right here is I'm just trying to dig this area out a little bit because I want to make a little pathway to bring the focus of attention to this area. And that's where the depth comes in, because it shows you a switch in terrain. Alright, so now we've got our aqua soil all set up here. What we're going to do is we're going to take our bigger rocks and we're going to toss them in here, kind of scatter them around. Not too many, but not too little. But you can take like a handful and just kind of like toss them around wherever you want. I'm going to put these ones over here so they look real nice and kind of match these rocks over here. I'll put some in the front of this. Now the rocks, the bigger rocks, they can help you guide the focus of, you know, whoever's viewing the aquarium, because there's such defined pieces that they really do a good job at bringing the attention in. It's those fine details that really do the trick, you know. Okay. This one over here. Just this stuff over here. Push it in a little bit. Stuff back here. That piece right there. All right. So now you can kind of see it's starting to fill itself out, starting to set itself up here now that we've added a little bit more detail. So now that we've got this stuff all set, what we're going to do is we are going to pour our sand, and we are going to kind of give it that extra fine detail that's going to really make this look like an amazing aquarium. Now what you want to do is you want to just give your enclosure a quick misting, quick spray down. Oops, wrong power. Alright, there we go. So now what this is going to do, it's going to kind of keep everything a little bit more in place. It's going to weigh down any of the substrate you got in here, any of the rocks, the sand, and it's going to allow it to make it easier time when it comes to planting. Alright. So now we sprayed our enclosure. Let me just wipe down the front for you guys so you can still see. Now we're going to take our plants and a pair of forceps and or tongs. Work perfectly. You can also use your fingers if you really want. It's just a little bit more difficult. And we're going to plant these, keeping in mind, okay, how big does this plant get when it's fully grown? Do I want this plant, you know, in this spot? Do I want it over here? Okay, now that we have everything set up, we have our plants planted into our substrate, we have all of our rocks, all of our layers, everything that we need. Now it is time for us to fill it up with water and add some floating plants. Alright guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope that this helps you out and will get you guys out there and explore the fish world. But anyways guys, I'm Nick from Nick's Reptile World, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.